G'day, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube land, Roknot here with another collection video. It's been requested by my good friend Carlos, who's been with me since day one of my channel pretty well, sharing my videos all the time, that he would like to see my Super Nintendo collection. So Carlos, here's for you, man. For those of you that aren't familiar with Carlos's toy channel, I'll leave a link in the comment section below. He primarily collects a lot of toys, so yeah, and he's got some really cool videos out there. Check him out. You know, give him a shot, give him a subscribe, give him a like. Anyways, so let's get down to the Super Nintendo collection video. We're going to do this similar to the NES. I've got about, I think, 49 Super Nintendo games. So let's get down to the ones I haven't put in the shelf yet, because I just got them. Wolf Child, cool action platformer I picked up on this week's Walkabout, actually. And Hook, also picked up during this week's Walkabout. I just haven't got around to putting them in, just tested them and made sure they were working. Just haven't put them on the shelf. And then, as you can see right there, I've got the Super Game Boy adapter. And then let's kneel down here so we can get down to the Super Nintendo games. Way down here on the bottom shelf. Alright, so we've got Biker Mice from Mars, which is a great combat racer. Daffy Duck. I don't remember what the whole title of that game is. The Marvin Missions, I think. Desert Strike, Donkey Kong Countries 1, 2, and 3. I've actually only ever beat Donkey Kong Country 1. I've played the other two, just never beat them. And then Doom, which I got in a deal recently. Double Dragon 5. Accidentally bought that, thinking it was Super Double Dragon. My mistake, so it's staying in the collection anyways. I'm really not into fighting games. Earthworm Jim 2, I've never played. Heard it's a great platformer. Eek the Cat, again, another game I've never played. Got it in a bundle with a whole bunch of games, just haven't got around to playing it. Final Fight. Funny story about Final Fight. When I was a kid, when the Super Nintendo first came out, my dad and I went to a rental game shop. I didn't own a Super Nintendo at the time, but we rented this game. I owned a Nintendo. We rented Final Fight for the Super Nintendo when I didn't have a Super Nintendo. Ended up having it for the night and couldn't play it. I've also got ESPN National Hockey Night, Frantic Fleet, Lethal Weapon, which I just picked up in a bundle. Haven't played it yet. The Lion King, great platformer, hard as hell. I've got Mario Paint there. I've got the mouse and the mouse pad in the drawer over here. Metal Combat. Need the Super Scope to play that, which I don't have. Mortal Kombat 2, played a lot of that as a teenager. Not good at it, don't play it much. NHL Stanley Cup Hockey, played a lot of that as a kid too. Really enjoyed it, haven't played it since. Back Attack, never played that. Move these guys out so we can see them. We've got Pilot Wings. God, I hated that game as a kid. Rock and Roll Racing, another combat racing game. One of my favorite combat racing game on the Super Nintendo. Sorry Mario Kart, but Rock and Roll Racing's got you beat there. Secret of Evermore, picked that up at the local pawn shop here for about $2.50. Sim City, played it as a kid. Nah, wasn't my favorite. I'll probably play it later now that I'm an adult. Speedy Gonzales, haven't played yet. Spider-Man, X-Men Arcade Revenge, great game, absolutely love it. Star Fox, another good one. Street Fighter 2, again, not much into fighter games, but picked it up in a bundle. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. God, I hate that game. I keep playing it because I want to beat it, but fuck do I hate it. Super Mario All-Stars. Not much more to say about that. Great game. And moving on down to this shelf here. Got Super Mario Kart, don't need to say anything about that, or Super Mario World. Tasmania, never played it. What's this game? Oh, that's Super R-Type, the one with the label folded up there. That is Super Tennis. Super excited to have that one. Tetris 2, Tetris Attack. That is Super Championship Boxing. Uniracers, and Yoshi's Island there. Hey ladies and gentlemen, I realized when I was editing the video I forgot to add a game to the collection, making a total of I believe 50 games. 2, 6, 8, 9, 50. Yeah, which is Killer Instinct on the Super Nintendo. It's just boxing kart. I got it at my favorite pawn shop for $10. Again, another fighting game. Not really big on fighting games, but came with the box, so I couldn't turn it down. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks once again. Back to the regularly scheduled program. So that's all the ones on the shelf. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40 games down there on the shelf, plus the 2 I've already showed you. Then I've got these 3 bad boys sitting up here. The 7th Saga, which I got at the pawn shop same time as Secret of Evermore. Super Metroid, which I also got at the same pawn shop for $7. And Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which I got in a sweet Super Nintendo deal. Love Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Great game. Now, we gotta go over to the Zelda shelf again, because we've got Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. And now, up to the Final Fantasy shelf, where we've got my favorite game of all time, Final Fantasy 3 on the Super Nintendo. Oh, get fuzzy there. I've also got the manual there, you can see. I've got a laminate version of the map, not the actual one that came in the box. So I'm still looking for that. I'm looking for a box and manual for that game. I've also got Final Fantasy Mystic Quest on the Super Nintendo. Looking for box, manual, and map for that as well. And then Final Fantasy II, better known as Final Fantasy IV in Japan, for the Super Nintendo. That is complete in box, map, manual, whole 9 yards. Got that on eBay for, I think my wife paid about $30 for it too. It was cheap. Now it goes for tons. Too much. But yeah, I've logged a lot of hours in that one. Never beat it. I got to the part where Cecil, the Dark Knight, after he turns into the Paladin and you go into the hole. Oh god, it's been forever since I played it. But I've never beaten it. I should plug it in and play it again. It's been a while. It's been about 15 years, my friend. Maybe closer to 10. 10 years, probably. Closer to 10 years. But Final Fantasy III on the Super Nintendo, I have logged hundreds of hours on that game. I have beat it countless times. Yeah. But I always build up the same characters. I don't always build them up the same way, but I always build up the same characters. I build up Terra, I build up Locke, I build up Saban and Edgar. Those are the ones I always build up. And then I build up Moog, Shadow, and Cryan, and I think it's Celeste are the other 4 I build up as my backup team. You know, in those dungeons where you need 2 or more teams. Because you can easily split up 8 characters into 3 groups. But yeah, that is my Super Nintendo collection. So as you can see, there are 3 games there, and 3 games there, 2 games there, which adds up to 8, and then 40 down there. So, oh, and that one there. 49 games in total on the Super Nintendo. Again, thank you, Carlos, for the recommendation of the video. Greatly appreciated, man. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day and wasting it with me watching my videos. I greatly appreciate it. Give me a like for some awesome Super Nintendo games. Subscribe to keep up to date with all my channels. And leave a comment in the section below of which collections would you like to see next. I've got N64, GameCube. Would you like to take a closer look at the Final Fantasy? The Zelda collection? Or maybe what's down there? I don't know, peeps. Or maybe what's up there? Anyways, peeps, leave a comment in the section below. Have a good one.